So today on this video, what we're going to be discussing is something that you might have noticed yourself, or it even could be something that was there in the back of your mind. You just really couldn't put words to it or figure out what it was. But I promise that once you finish the video, you won't be able to unsee what you've seen, and so it'll all make sense. With that being said, cue the intro.
Better keep on grinding, keep on rising, keep on shining. They forget, then you remind them what we call a perfect timing. I'm like, hey.
So here on this channel, we focus on financial freedom as well as ways to make you a millionaire. So if that's something that you like, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Don't be an internet troll. So I predominantly work throughout the South, and there's something that I've been noticing at a particular vendor that I work with. I couldn't really quite put words to it until I actually sat down, thought about it. Then after that, I made sure that I got video evidence just to make sure that I wasn't making anything up or being hypersensitive. So the store in question, it's called Costco. Perhaps you're familiar with it or not. The issue that I have with Costco, or that it's throughout the South, it's really anyone that you go to, you can try it again yourself. Please make sure you leave a comment below if you've experienced the same thing or you've seen what it is that we're about to discuss. But what I've noticed is that at Costco, they treat patrons, well, the different type of patrons, they treat them differently. What I mean by that is they treat white patrons different than how they treat black patrons, mainly in when they exit the store after they've purchased their goods. And so what is happening is that when a white patron goes to leave, the exit greeter will take a look at their receipt. Maybe they'll look at the items in their cart, and then they'll let that person go, and that's all there is to it. That's the end of it. The issue arises is when a black patron goes to leave the store. The exit greeter will look at the receipt and then over scrutinize every single item that is inside the patron's cart. And then cart, so I've just always called it a cart. I've heard buggy, I've heard trolley. If you could leave a comment below, let me know what it is. What do you call it in your state or where it is that you live? I've just always known of it as a shopping cart. Only until I moved to the South have I noticed something different as far as what it's called. But the issue arises is that when a black patron goes to leave, they'll look at the receipt, yes, and then they'll over scrutinize all the items that are there inside the cart. They will pick up items. They'll make sure they'll go through boxes. They will make sure that they double, triple, sometimes even quadruple check that they've counted every single item that black patron has. And that's just not right, honestly. You can't have a system to where you treat patrons different depending on their race, where one patron is essentially allowed to leave the store unharassed while the other one is made to feel as if they are a thief or as if they've done something wrong, and this extra scrutiny that they're garnering is something that has to take place. And I personally just know that stores have so many tools at their disposal as far as loss prevention, that something like this, that especially in 2020, everything that's happened in the past couple of years as far as the racial unrest, things that have been happening, calls for social justice, it just seems odd that at this period of time, an issue like this is still persistent and that it just hasn't been corrected. I have tried to correct it myself. That did not end well, just because, if you think about it, generally when you have one person trying to go against either a system or a corporation, a collective culture, it's really hard for one person to really affect any kind of noticeable change. And so again, the more that we can like, comment, subscribe on this video, the more people that we can make aware of this issue, and hopefully we can get this fixed so that others don't have to go through this type of situation or really feel the way that this behavior will make you feel, especially if you haven't. It's just strange. Again, it's odd that this is still happening now. But let's take a look at the video, see what's happening. So as you can see from the video here, I made sure that we're capturing the process of when white patrons are leaving. So they're just taking a look there at the receipt. They're not, again, there's no scrutiny, maybe a quick glance there at the items in the cart. But let's see what happens when it's myself going through. And so when I'm going through, you can see there, and it begins. It looks like they're starting to go through my cart. So it's not just this. It's not just one employee. Again, I work throughout the South, so there's various Costco's. I've noticed this at almost every Costco. And I would say that the frequency to which this happens, it's just far too often. This really is something that needs to be addressed. We need to bring attention to it because it's just, personally, I don't understand how it's gone unnoticed for so long. Or perhaps it has been noticed, and people who have spoken up have probably gotten the same type of reaction that I got when I tried to bring this at a particular store's attention. Again, that did not end well. I was threatened, wanted to take away the membership, wanted to try and figure out who I work for so that they can try and get me fired. It was starting to become an ugly situation when it should have been a very teachable, very, a moment to show character and values. So, let's see what we can do if we can affect some change.